As you are led upstairs, Deckard,
Mm-hmm.
the butler introduces himself a little bit to you. So, I do want you to know that in signing this, you are also taking me and Miss Elise on with you. This estate will be transferred to you, and so will we. Well, the three of you, in a weird way. The attorney will explain a little bit more about this, but I just wanted to introduce myself as Abraham Wilkins.
Well, Mr. Wilkins, it'll be a pleasure working with you.
Indeed.
If we are going to have that form of working relationship, maybe you can do me a little favor now.
And what would that be, sir?
Can you get me a little more information about the site where the tree was found?
Yes, it is actually at back, past the gardens, kind of on the edge of the property. We ended up not doing anything with it when creating the house, but it was a bit of an eyesore, so it did get removed.
Good. Thank you, Mr. Wilkins. And the only other thing I would ask for of now, besides a good glass of brandy, would be, could you possibly gather those books from the Oxford Library for me, and just have them sitting on the table in the library for me to take a look at after I'm done in here?
Oh, very well.
Thank you, Mr. Wilkins.
Anytime, sir. He goes ahead and opens the door, and you see Mr. Grayson sitting inside.
Mr. Grayson, Deckard Lazarus, I know we were introduced just a few minutes ago, but manners maketh man.
I agree, sir. If you would please take a seat.
Of course.
So, I would like to go over the terms of this agreement, and as a personal friend of Mr. Amesley, I would like you to reject them. I do not think that he is all there right now, and erring on the side of caution, and I know that you all have solely met him today. I would advise just give him a little bit more time. I'm sure that he will write you into the will again, but give him some time to get over this and maybe go see a therapist. Or...
You know, Mr. Grayson, we're already on the same path of thinking. I'm already not in favor of this will, as I do not agree with parts of the subject matter. Burning this house will not fix anything, and I cannot agree with that. And I believe we can help Mr. Amesley. Just give me time, Mr. Grayson.
Absolutely. Alright, well, if you are adamant about not signing the will, I don't believe I have to read everything to you, so if you would like to go back downstairs and wait with them, you're more than welcome to.
Before I leave, I would actually like to seek, because if I am to help Mr. Amesley, I potentially might need your help, Mr. Grayson. I just need to know, can I count on it?
Absolutely. Mr. Amesley is a friend of mine.
Alright, fantastic. Then you have my word, Mr. Grayson, and I reject the terms of the signing of this will. And in case anyone else is listening, I will figure out your secrets, house.
And Deckard squints his one good eye as he looks around the walls.
As you say that, the lights in that room flicker.
Mr. Grayson, please be careful.
Roll sanity.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Oh no!
Oh.
I failed so
Oh.
bad.
Amazing.
I'll take it. I don't mind what happens.
So, roll me a d4, please.
But of course. I got a 3.
Alright, so the instant reply of the house lights flickering on and off, about 3 times, it just on, off, on, off, on, off. You're just like, I was not expecting that. But at the same time, being Deckard Lazarus, you probably were. But yeah, it still takes you off guard, and you see Amesley, or not Amesley, you see
Grayson?
Grayson Well, I didn't know he was having trouble with the power. It was just a very weird event for you, and you just kind of jump a little bit. You drop the pin that was handed to you onto the desk, and well, it belongs there anyways.
Oh, so Deckard, little disheveled, even though he's a little off-put by it, a little smile appears because Deckard now knows.
I'm gonna prove this to Gabriella yet. She will not be able to deny. Oh, she maybe will. I don't know how much of a skeptic she is.
Also, you've proved that the house is listening.
So Deckard is going to shake Grayson's hand because Deckard believes every gentleman's agreement must have a shaking hand at the end.
And he shakes your hand back and escorts you to the door.
Deckard is, one last time as he leaves him, he's just going to ask him,
Proceed with caution, Grayson. You never know who might be listening, so please be careful.
Very well, sir. And he closes the door behind you.
Alright, so Deckard will go back to go join Toria and Gabriella, but he's thinking about going to the library right after that.
Alright.
Well, that took a little longer than expected.
Deckard is looking around to make sure there's no one else in the room with us at the moment.
The butler seems to be still in the library, the maid and the cook. You can hear them audibly chatting in the kitchen as they're doing dishes, and you haven't seen Amesley anywhere.
Miss Victoria, Miss Gabriella, I'm going to ask for your trust, because I have just rejected the offers of the will. Me and Mr. Grayson agree that is not right to sign. I wish to pursue to help Mr. Amesley, so I will not sign that will. I hope that you two will proceed to reject the offers as well.
Was it the house burning bed that got you to stay away?
It's more than that. It was during our entire conversation. Just the facts, and something strange happened near the end of me leaving the office with Mr. Grayson. There's more at foot here, and we must be careful.
Definitely did get the feeling that something strange is going on here. Especially since he got the three of us to come.
And I would just like to lay all my cards on the table and let you know what I am doing. I've rejected the will. I will be proceeding to the library. I wish to look at those books that have come from Oxford Library, but I am going to be taking a look at where the site was with a tree. I think that is our first piece of the puzzle, and I pray you two will join me along in my investigation.
I'd also like to see it.
I'd be happy to join you in the library after I talk with Grayson, see if he's on the up and up.
And then the butler comes in. Ah, you're all here now. So, I have the books in the library prepared for you, sir, and I also was told to bring up the next one who is willing to come with me.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Wilkins, and I will be heading to the library. Hopefully I will see you too after you are done.
Of course. And Gabriella steps forward. Let's make this fast. I have some interesting ideas I need to mull over.
Absolutely, I will take you up now. If you'll follow me, ma'am.
Of course.
And he goes ahead and leads you out the door, up the stairs, to the rooms on the right. And as he opens the door for you, you see inside, and it's kind of this turquoise room. And you see out the window. This is also what you saw, Deckard.
Gotcha.
Just giving it a little bit description now. You see out the window is Mr. Amesley standing beyond the garden, looking at the border of his property. And you see Mr. Grayson is kind of watching him as well. And he's a little startled by you entering.
He should get inside. It's going to rain soon.
I'm worried about that man. He seems to be under a lot of duress and
Quite.
guilt.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, as I asked Deckard, Mr. Lazarus, I would definitely prefer you not to sign this will. If it is money that you seek, I am sure that under a good state of mind, he'd be willing to fund your research and anything, but I do pray that you give him a little bit more time to really think this over.
Interesting. What are the terms?
Well, as he said, you would receive the bulk of his money. There would still be some for paying his servants, but you would receive all of his money as funds for your research. But you would also have to burn this house down. Of course, we have talked with local authorities, and they will be on call for when that day comes. But as for now, those are the terms, other than making sure that his servants are taken care of and get to places where they are treated well.
I could do a lot with that. And some ashes have never really been too concerning for me. I appreciate your concern, Grayson, but... And she pulls out the notebook and flips to the back where she keeps the ledger and looks it over. Makes a little bit of a grimace and closes it. I'm going to have to sign that will. This is an opportunity I can't pass up.
I completely understand. I know that you are a psychoanalyst, correct?
Yes.
Well, I'll keep in contact with you if we do find that he is not of sound mind.
Of course.
But we will make sure that you are accommodated for your work as well.
And if you find anything of that sort, I'm sure that invalidates the will anyway. So,
Absolutely.
either way, your concerns are met. And she takes the pen and signs it.
Alright. And he rises up and extends his hand to shake.
She stops for 2 seconds, waits, looks him up and down, and then shakes his hand.
A little bit of a force of habit, but anyways, if you will send in the last one of your group.
Of course.
I believe Mr. Lazarus is going to the library, if you are going to join him there, or if you want to step outside and see if you can get that madman inside.
I might see about that. Maybe have a smoke as well.
Absolutely. And he goes ahead and escorts you to the door and closes it behind you, unless you have anything else you'd like to say to him.
No, she nods, 'cause he's doing his job. Gabriella heads downstairs and asks the butler to take her to Bosco. And she kind of pokes her head in the library and goes, "Our host is outside. I'm going to go fetch him."
Before you do that, you see that Bosco has been brought in. He is being well taken care of. There's actually a room off to the side that looks like it was supposed to be a garage, but it is well ventilated, and there's a little dog bed there for him.
Oh, perfect. She slaps her thigh twice, and Bosco immediately gets up, stands at attention, kind of pads over. And yeah, she goes by the library, pokes her head in, and lets Deckard know.
Oh.
Is there a problem?
I think you should be careful. Maybe don't approach him.
Right, I'm just gonna sort of generally yell in his direction so that he can come back inside before the storm hits.
If anything seems off, please call for me. I will be there
Right.
as quickly as possible.
I am trained in medicine. If he's ill, I can administer first aid. But I will also call for your aid if things were to get, what's a word that you would use? Spooky.
Oh, that phrasing. Oh, rude.
Deckard is just...
This just takes me back to my university years again. Oh.
It's always good to feel young. And she smiles and leaves them. She also stops by the waiting area. It's oh, and Grayson is ready for you as well.
So, Lazarus, while you were in the library, you start sifting through the books, and that's about the time that Gabriella comes in. As she leaves, you go ahead and you look over again, and you see that there are some books on what just seems to be English history. There are some pagan references, there's times where the Romans have come into play, the Normans. You see just a bon vivant feast of books, if you will. Could you roll me an occult check? And I'm looking for an extreme success.
Are you kidding me? I got an 86
Oh, no.
out of 70.
Would you like to push the roll?
Yes, I would.
What do you push the roll?
So I just have to explain how I'm really going to get into this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, Deckard, this is when he's going to pull out a little notebook of his journeys with Niche and really flipping through the events that they have gone through together and just comparing it to what's going on right now. And with what I'm looking at in the history books specifically, am I noticing anything?
Go ahead and roll again.
Okay, I didn't get an extreme success, but I did get a success this time.
You didn't get an extreme success, but with this regular success, you are able to pick through the books that have been assembled for you, and you do find one book on what seems to be druid lore. It details monsters, spells, a book of cycles. That's what it's called, at least. It's called the Book of Cycles, and you're racking your head just like, I've never heard of this. It's written in English, it's plain English. It seems to be translated from an ancient version of English, Celtic. Would you like to flip through it?
Yes.
Okay.
I would love to flip through that.
Roll a d4 for me.
Mm-hmm.
We got a 4!
Alright. Now roll the sanity check that I was supposed to ask for first.
I got a success.
Oh.
Congratulations, you do not take that 4 damage.
Okay. Oh, the books can hurt us. I forgot that part.
I forgot. Knowledge is dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah, the book takes out a knife and stabs your brain.
Knowledge is dangerous, and you've got at least one person that's insanely curious about pretty much anything.
Remember, kids, don't read.
Okay, I might be reconsidering what I was going to be doing next.
Hell yeah.
You do gain 1 Cthulhu Mythos, though.
Ooh.
Yay!
And as you are reading through it, you're starting to get the feeling that this isn't just your typical ordinary book. This is something that it goes deeper than just spooky stories and wives' tales. You find this to be quite legit, and the fact that it nearly racked your brain, you definitely get the sense that there's something about this book that you probably should keep reading about. It details the relationships between the ancient druids and their deity by the name of Basidia Guaranja is the strange pronunciation. You haven't really ever had those words in your mouth before, but it's odd. It's definitely something off the beaten path, but you do get the sense that if you were to spend some time and read this, you would definitely come away at least more knowledgeable about some aspects of the world.
Okay.
Specifically, if you were to spend 7 weeks studying it, you'd have a full understanding.
Decker's going to make a note that this will be a book he'll be asking Ames if he can borrow, but for now, he's going to make several notes, and with much hesitation, he's going to go wait in the lobby area for Victoria because he wants to talk to her about this.
Okay. And as you're closing it, on the back, you see what looks to be this Celtic wheel that's embroidered in green. And you go back downstairs, and as you're going downstairs, you see Victoria coming upstairs to go meet with Mr. Grayson.
Miss Victoria, after you are done, I have something I would like to go over with you.
Certainly. I imagine we can have quite a few interesting conversations.
Yes.
I'll come find you when I'm done.
I'll be in the waiting area.
Alright. And Victoria continues on upstairs.
As you open the door, you're met with the same scene that Gabriella was, where Mr. Grayson is watching through the window as the storm is getting much closer and you're starting to hear more thunder, more lightning.
And can I see Ainsley standing outside?
You do see Ainsley standing outside, and about this time you see Gabriella. You hear Gabriella calling for him. We'll get to Gabriella after you are done with your meeting with Mr. Grayson. Oh, welcome in.
As Victoria notices him standing outside, she's gonna ask, does he normally do that?
He has fallen into quite a few bouts of insanity, and I've come by a couple of times, and his servants are worried, and when I came up here and watched him the first time, I noticed him doing this. The servant went out, and he turned and resorted to violence against her, and it seemed like he came out of it and apologized profusely, but that servant didn't come back. It's been strange to watch an old friend lose their mind like this.
So you've been working with him for a while, I'm guessing?
Yes, I used to do all of the litigation for the many cases that came up for his oil drilling, and over time we became friends. But never seen anything like this before. Not from him. He always had it together.
Did the strange things start happening around when he built this house? If you don't mind my asking.
Not immediately, at least. Again, we were still barely acquaintances when he built this house, but as we became closer friends, I did start to notice stranger and stranger things happening on the grounds. Nothing that can't be explained through just being scared of the dark or creatures stalking around. They have been known to do that, but still.
Strange things do tend to happen in old places like this.
Yes. Anyways, I'm sorry. On to the signing. And goes ahead and puts a pin in your hand. As I asked your friends, or, well, your acquaintances, I would prefer that you not sign this. I honestly think that he is not of right mind, and we should just keep an eye on him for now. I'm sure that after some time and delegation, he might rewrite the will, perhaps consider more of his family in this, to which he does have quite a few members of his family.
This wouldn't be the first time someone wealthy decided to give money to people other than their family, especially if they're well off too.
No, his family lives in near abject poverty. He has not given any money to his children. He has cut them off completely. His wife died a few years back, and he's been inconsolable about her death.
I had no idea.
Yeah, no one did. Anyways.
It certainly does seem to be in a strange state.
Yes.
Our correspondences have mostly been around research, but still, this has me concerned for a number of reasons.
Well, the choice is yours. If you sign it, I will honor it and make sure that everything is accounted for. If you do not sign it, I completely understand and you have my thanks.
Have you made any attempts to certify his sanity recently?
Yes, I have, and the test came back that he is, under all intents and purposes, sane.
Might still be in his right mind, just has something going on.
True. But either way, the choice is yours.
Question. Is there a stipulation on when we're supposed to burn the house down?
After his passing.
Is there a time period?
There's no time period, it is just you must burn it down at some point. I will probably be talking to him about getting a time frame for that, on what he wants to happen with that. He has this strange funeral planned out that he would like to have happen.
That's strange.
And the burning of the house is part of that, so I would assume about the time that the funeral happens. Putting two and two together now.
It's certainly an odd stipulation.
Yes, definitely is. What do you think?
I think I might wait for now until we get more information on that part at least. Hopefully I can convince him to still let me look at those books. I'd be very curious to learn more about his research into the Fae.
Alright, well, thank you. And he goes ahead and takes the pin out of your hand and walks you to the door.
Thank you for your honesty. I'm gonna go check on my new associates.
Sounds good.
Might check on Gabriella, because I think she was going out to bring him in.
Alright, so you go downstairs, and before you do this, Gabriella,
Yes.
as you're standing outside, is Bosco with you?
Yeah, Bosco's with me.
Bosco doesn't seem to want to leave the house.
Huh.
You've never known Bosco this uncertain about going anywhere.
I get down on one knee, I look Bosco in the eyes. Hey, are you okay, Bosco?
And you just hear this whimper come from Bosco.
Huh. Well, tell you what, Bosco. I don't like thunderstorms much either. You stay here, and if you see anything, and she like looks around. There's no one else around, but she like smiles at it. You see anything spooky, you bark your damn head off, okay?
You hear the whimper again, and as you step outside the threshold, you feel Bosco's teeth go into your trousers and kind of pull you backwards.
Oh, right? I try to yell from the door so I don't have to like upset Bosco anymore. Mr. Ainsley! Mr. Ainsley, wait.
And the wind starts blowing.
The storm's rolling in? Does he respond?
He's just standing there.
Feels weird to just leave him out here. I don't have anything that would like make a loud noise. I'm gonna tap Bosco on the head and have him let go.
And Bosco obeys.
Bosco? You bark like a madman and fetch everyone in the house if anything happens to me, okay?
Bosco nods.
He's a good boy. For listeners at home, Bosco is to remain cool and safe at all times. He just runs away if there's danger. Because I don't want something horrible to happen to my boy. But he's good at guarding against human threats, like not horrible nightmare threats.
All pets should have, like, the most intense plot armor in TTRPGs.
Yeah, completely unconditional plot immunity, but I will not be abusing it. But Bosco's smart, he knows. But yeah, I step outside.
Okay, you step outside and Bosco whimpers a little bit and kind of just lays down on the ground of the doorway and just watches very intently. Not looking at you, but looking past you at Mr. Amesley.
Alright, I cross the garden. Does anything like jump out at me as bad times? Do I see like people in the gardens?
Roll spot hidden.
I succeeded.
So as you are walking through the garden, you don't notice anything that is immediately threatening. You just see a couple statues, you see wonderfully kept hedgery, nice stone pathway and a fountain in the middle, and getting past it, you see Mr. Amesley kind of just standing on the edge of the property, which goes kind of into these darker woods beyond, and he's just standing there, just staring.
Mr. Ainsley, we should really get inside. My dog does not like the sound of this at all, and I'm liking this a lot less too. He still doesn't answer.
No. I need you to roll me a sanity check.
Oh, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. I'm fine.
Okay. You're fine. But I would also need you to roll me a dexterity check.
That's less great. That's less great.
Oh!
And you start hearing Bosco barking loud.
Ooh, I immediately turn around.
And as you turn around, you see a hooded figure, and you feel something grab at your waist
Ah!
and pull you back. And you feel Thorn stabbing you, not damaging it. Then you feel something kind of like cover your mouth. And you are unconscious.
Ah! They got me!
Oh boy.
I just want to say, listeners at home, I just had the biggest aha moment as I was sitting here reading my notes. Because I just read something and I went, oh my god.
Look, somebody has to be the Daphne in our Scooby gang, and I guess today that's me.
This might be your come to Cthulhu moment when you realize this stuff is real.
You know what's real is a dude who just kidnapped me.
Gabriella!
So, on the inside, you start hearing the dog barking very loudly, and then stops. As you're coming down the stairs, Victoria, you start to see the lights flickering on and off, and you hear Bosco whimpering as Bosco lays on the ground in the front foyer.
She's gonna reach down and pull the knife out of her boot
Nice.
and flip it around to where she's holding it in a very defensive posture.
The lights turn off completely. And Deckard, are you back in the library?
Well, he was going to be in the library, but... Oh, yeah. What happens?
So the lights are out in the library too. The lights are out all over the house, and you hear the dog barking, and you kind of pass it off as just like, dogs really hate the storm, and the lights go out. And you're kind of left in the dark, not really able to see anything.
I think this is the one because Deckard's just been like lost in thought, and that's when he looks at the book. He's like,
A green Celtic wheel. Green. Oh shit. Green wheel. Victoria!
and he goes and kicks the door and starts going to run outside.
Victoria, since she was on the staircase, she's pressed her back up against the wall and is continuing her way down the stairs slowly so she doesn't trip down the stairs, feeling out in front of her to see if she's reached the landing yet.
It's difficult to see anything, but as you continue down the stairs, you see Bosco, and there's a flash of lightning, and it's blinding for a second, and you look down again, and next to Bosco, you see Gabriella.
She wants to scream, but she's not going to.
How do I look? Do I look like unconscious? Like what's the...
You look very unconscious.
Okay, so I'm like passed out on the foyer.
Passed out on the foyer.
Can I tell if she's breathing?
You're unsure in the darkness. You'd have to run up to her and check.
She's still moving. Slowly, but maybe a little faster now. She's like, I need to go check on her.
As you do, you hear Victoria coming from upstairs.
She just kind of rolls her eyes a little bit about the creepy stuff is going on and you're screaming now. But she's just moving slowly and keeping her ears out for anything that doesn't sound like her other new friend having a panic. Because there's someone and or something here that knocked Gabriella out. Do I hear anything aside from Deckard and Thunder?
Super tense.
Yeah, no. I'm worried.
Yeah. John, you still there?
Are you there? We can't hear you.
Oh,
Shit, dude.
great.
Yeah, I was like, this is really tense.
like,
You're really
stop
keeping
building
us
the
here
tension,
suspended, yeah.
I'm about to have a heart attack. It's like, what's happening?
What's going on?
Oh.
So, you start to hear people moving into the foyer area. You hear the butler first, walking in. Is everybody okay? And you see the maid coming in and the cook. Victoria, you've kind of descended the stairs at this point. You are to Gabriella. You're able to check her pulse if you'd like to roll medicine or first aid.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Hard success.
She is still breathing.
Does it look like she got hit or like she got drugged?
With how good of a first aid check that is, you do see this yellow-like powder around her nose.
She's gonna take the hand that doesn't have a knife in it and pull her sleeve over her hand and start like gently brushing that off.
How do you discard of it, or do you just like pat it off on your clothes?
Her first is just getting it off of Gabriella's face, and then she'll find something else to get it off of her sleeve with. Maybe, like, once it's done, roll up her sleeve so it's at least encased in fabric as she tries to get Gabriella to rouse.
Gabriella,
Yeah.
go ahead and roll me a constitution check.
Cool.
As you're being gently patted on the face.
You wake up suddenly.
Oh.
Okay. We have some unintended guests, and I don't think Ainsley's okay. they were in hoods, but not they were like hooded brown robes, and one of them I think got me with something.
They brought you back to the house too.
Oh yeah, no, oddly considerate of them to do that. I thought they were just gonna leave me out there. Why did they bring me back to the house?
Victoria's responding quietly. I don't know how loud Gabriella's being.
Yeah, no, Gabriella's like last memory is just passing out in the garden. Okay. So yeah, we're not good. Ainsley's probably in danger, which is great for our will situation, not so great for his livelihood situation. I don't know what to do. I thought this was gonna be a normal, if slightly off-putting day. She just sits up and starts petting Bosco.
Where's everyone else?
Have you left the library yet, Deckard?
Oh, Deckard is running downstairs now.
Okay, so Deckard comes down the stairs and you see him like in a panic. Are you holding the book?
Yes.
Okay.
And the first thing Deckard is, when he actually has the book and his notes, he's gonna look at Victoria and go,
Miss Victoria, what were you told? I think I'm close to figuring this all out.
I was told he's not in his right mind, that he's started spending more time outside and sometimes getting violent when people try and bring him in. It's like something else was controlling him.
Anything else? Has anything new happened recently in his life? Any big events? Like life-changing events? Was there a death in his family?
Yeah, his wife. And he's cut the rest of his family off, doesn't speak to his kids.
Okay. I think I've got it.
Also, someone tried to kidnap Gabriella.
Kidnap is a strong word. I think, if anything, they tried to knock me out and succeeded, and then brought me to the foyer. Hi, Deckard. So you know those green circle jerks we were talking about? They're here, outside. Ainsley's probably in danger.
Forget about Ainsley.
Oh.
It's a trap. It's all a trap.
Yeah, no, as someone who was just knocked out, it worked. The trap worked.
Gabriella, they want to use us. I think we are being that this green wheel group wants to use us in some form to release their deity, and that potentially Ainsley might be possessed by this deity as well. So first of all,
Deckard's running to the door to slam it shut.
Just like Gabriella's.
Before he slams the door shut, if I look out, can I see Ainsley?
Ainsley's not there,
He would be in the back, right?
but the door is still open.
Oh, okay.
Deckard is pulling out his revolver at the same time.
Everyone bring weapons but me?
you goddamn right, Gabriella. You must be prepared for every situation.
Goodness, I'm gonna go grab a knife or something.
And the cook is just like, right this way.
Victoria's like patting her pockets to see if she has a pocket knife.
No, the butler offered to give me a knife. I'll take him up on it.
The cook takes you into the kitchen. It's just, I don't know about you, but I'd like a knife too, right about now.
Yeah, no, we should all take knives. I have a dog. That'll be great.
Are there any flashlights? Not to necessarily use, but I imagine it would hurt getting hit with one.
I believe that there should be flashlights in the closet. Has anybody seen the attorney?
Oh, would still be upstairs.
Last time I saw him, he was upstairs.
Wonder why he hasn't come down yet.
Oh, I hope he's not involved in this, because he was trying to get us to not sign the will. I now wonder if I should have.
Well, no time for regrets now.
I don't like this.
I knew it. It was all a trap.
Deckard is just yelling as he's going for the door to close it.
So as you're going for the door,
I love that pause. That pause works great.
you don't see Ainsley outside at all. You just see this Doberman that looks very much like Bosco.
Oh shit.
Shapeshifter, I see.
I could love Deckard.
Did you just say shapeshifter?
Is regular Bosco still inside with me?
At least you believe so.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, because Bosco was in the house and would have stuck with me the whole time.
Because that's...
I'm imagining Victoria can't see this, so she's gonna be like, What are we dealing with here?
Deckard. Now, one might think Deckard would probably try shooting it. No.
That doesn't work on shapeshifting. Everybody knows.
Deckard just calmly is just at the door and he's just, nope. He's just gonna calmly try to close it.
Roll a spot hidden for me.
Yes. Gladly.
And the dog is the second dog.
I'm
Oh no!
Wait, was I
stressed
right?
out.
Ooh.
You close the door.
Oh, thank God. Wait a minute, I don't like how fast that was answered.
Yeah.
So, what would you like to do now, Deckard?
What did the shapeshifter look like?
Deckard's going to turn around and go,
Gabriella,
Yes?
are you sure that's your dog?
I do my basic set of commands for Bosco.
Bosco follows through with all of them.
I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be.
It looks very much like Bosco.
Yeah, can I... I don't know. That phrasing has me a little sus now. Can I check?
I don't like this.
Roll spot hidden on Bosco.
Yeah.
Wait,
Why are you making me suspect my dog? That's rude.
It seems very much to just be Bosco.
Okay.
Oh, thank
Why
God.
are you making me worried about my dog? I just got kidnapped almost.
Remember, the dog has plot armor.
The dog is fine. But the shapeshifter
everyone.
dog, that's a whole different thing.
Is the closet with the flashlights nearby?
The closet with the flashlights is nearby, and the butler has opened it up and has flashlights for everybody.
Oh, perfect.
Cool. Victoria's gonna grab one. How about we go check on our lawyer friend?
Absolutely.
Wait!
All together.
I'd hate to see anything bad happen to Mr. Grayson.
Deckard is going to run in early out of breath and look at everyone and go,
Wait, before you leave.
We're all going together.
Yes, we're all going together. We got shapeshifters.
But still, come here.
and Deckard's going to put a little drawing on the back of his hand, and he wants to do that to everyone else's back of their hands.
Victoria goes
Sticks her hand
along.
out.
Well, actually, do I recognize this symbol?
It's just a normal symbol. It's not the green wheel. It's just he's just doing it so.
Just in case. If any of us become separated, and the first person you meet, ask them to show you the drawing on their hand.
Oh, I thought you were going to go with the warding thing, but that makes sense too.
I go to the icebox and I take out some jam, and I just put it on Bosco's head and like dye the little patch of his fur red. And I'm just like, he's very well trained. He won't lick it off.
He doesn't lick it off.
That is the most adorable thing I've ever seen.
Great. Why are we drawing on our hands? I'm just kind of following along here.
Shapeshifters.
Just in case you get grabbed by the hooded figure again, you can see who to trust. Yes, we'll go with that.
Right, because if they have a symbol on their hand, then it's one of us. And Gabriella
Yes.
looks around at all of the staff.
You don't see the maid there anymore.
Oh, God.
You hear one of the doors open, the one that leads outside.
That's not good. You mentioned shapeshifters. Is this like a joke or a symbolism type thing? Like we don't know who to trust?
No. Gabriella, I need you to open your mind a little. Yeah. Besides the hooded figure, there's something outside of our understanding.
Right.
I do not think that was Ainsley we have been speaking with this entire night. This is a trap.
Pray for.
Something is playing with our minds.
But who would want to trap us? We're not related to any of Ainsley's grievances.
Out of character, me.
Could be any number of reasons.
The keeper steps out. It was me. It was me all along.
Oh.
Victoria's gonna turn to the rest of the staff and ask, are any of you feeling the urge to step outside right now?
No, not really.
Do you know any reason why the maid would have just gone outside?
I don't necessarily know. She was shaking. And then you hear a scream come out from outside.
Don't go out there.
There's someone in danger, Deckard.
Victoria!
And Deckard shows her the back of the book that has the green wheel symbol.
Oh, what do you know? You did a little research project while I was getting kidnapped. And she walks out. She goes over towards the screaming maid.
No! Bosco, stop her!
Bosco doesn't listen to you.
Yeah, I have Bosco with me to, like, attack whoever's attacking the maid. Because, again, I've only seen some hooded figures being assholes.
Bosco is not moving.
Bosco's not moving? Ugh.
Bosco is whimpering and not going to move at all.
No.
Good boy.
As Gabrielle was leaving, Victoria was going to gesture to the group and say, "Better all go. Situations like this best to stick together." And the dog doesn't move, and Victoria says, "Oh, that's probably not a good sign. Dogs are very sensitive to things we don't always catch."
I think you should trust your dog, Gabriella.
She's, like, heated, but she slows down and she turns around and goes, "Great. So, let's chat about the green wheel while someone else gets kidnapped. What else would we do?"
I'm telling you, I'm not saying we should chat about it. I'm just pointing out. Everything is connected, and it is obviously we have been laid in a trap for a reason. They need us to perform a ceremony, the burning of this estate. Don't you think it's odd, Victoria? You must be seeing it.
Definitely is odd that he wants the estate burned.
So what should we do first to stop this little group that we have unknown numbers and have definitely already dragged off the maid?
Now, this is going to sound odd, but I would like to go outside in the opposite direction. I need to get to the site where that tree was.
I'm sorry to let you know, Deckard, but that was in the back where...
No! No! Don't!
Is that where the dog was?
Yeah, that's
Other
exactly.
dog.
So, oh no!
I'd like to go in the
Oh,
opposite
no.
direction, towards the thing that scared me a lot.
I'm trying to keep my group as out of danger as possible.
It's
But
too
I have to
late.
do this because that's where the investigation needs to go.
It's too late. We're in danger.
Well,
Victoria's gonna come upstairs. "Hey Grayson, why don't you come down and join us? Some strange things happening."
You don't hear anything.
oh,
Should we
God,
maybe
this is-
case the house first before we go running around outdoors?
Gabriella, I actually will agree with you.
Now I'm really worried about what that contract said.
Right, but
None of us signed it, did we?
I didn't.
Gabriella looks around a little bit. And what if I did?
Deckard looks at her and just goes,
Names have power!
There's that, and did you read all the fine print?
Yeah, I had it all read to me. It seemed pretty cut and dry. I would barely have to do anything.
Read to you. You didn't read it yourself.
Wait, Gabriella, you trusted what was told to you.
I looked at the paper.
How well did you look at the paper?
Did I miss anything when he explained the whole situation?
I mean, not necessarily. You looked at the paper, it seemed pretty cut and dry.
Yeah, it seemed like a fairly standard contract. What did you want me to do? Put lemon water on it and look for secret messages? Like, I wasn't going to do that. Well, let's go find out what I signed my soul to.
He wanted us to sign it. Why was he arguing against it? That's my question.
I needed the money a lot more than I needed your cryptic warnings, Deckard, and I'll be very honest about that.
Well, actually, Victoria, I think I can answer that. Maybe he was being forced to have us sign the contract, but when he was alone, he could express what he truly felt. But I think that was a folly, because I think something's been listening to us this entire time. And I think it's the house.
I'll look around.
Now I want to be outside.
Because look, Grayson asked us for this and now we can't find him.
We haven't even gone upstairs yet. He could just be knocked out like I was.
How did they get upstairs then?
I don't know.
and Deckard cocks his gun and goes,
I'll lead the way.
And while we're going up, I turn to the staff, who's, I hope most of them are still with us. Did any of you see any, I hate to ask, suspicious hooded figures wandering into the house?
No, there's only really a few ways in, and It's the two doors that you came in, and then one that leads from the cellar, but that one's been locked up for a long time.
Okay. Well, they might still be inside anyway while we're all panicking. And I definitely have some gaps. Don't know how I ended up in the foyer. And I follow after Deckard.
You guys are going upstairs?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Yeah, very slowly. And Victoria's like, I wonder why they seem to want us to be in the house. It's almost like something wanted us here. It's a thing to think about.
You just walk up the stairs. Would you like to go right, or would you like to go left?
He was to the left, right? Like the room he was in?
You remember he was in the right side.
Oh, okay. Right side then.
Yeah, we're going that way. And Victoria still has her knife out. And she's holding the flashlight like she's getting ready to club somebody with it.
I have Bosco walking with me, but he's still afraid, so I'm just...
Bosco goes up the stairs with you.
Yeah, I'm just patting him and keeping him comfortable.
Deckard will head to the right.
Okay, so you're all headed to the right. So you get to the door, and it's ajar.
Ooh. It's not good.
Deckard, before he's not even going to touch the door, he's just going to go,
Mr. Grayson, are you there?
No response.
well, Deckard's going in.
I was debating because with Victoria, she might just reach forward and use her flashlight, like reach past Deckard with her flashlight and just nudge the door so it opens more.
Who's the last one to go in?
I'm gonna stay back with the staff to make sure that they're with us.
They decided to stay downstairs in the foyer.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
Oh, I mean, this place is pretty spooky. I don't fault them for it. So I guess I would be the last one to go in because I'm not gonna stay out here alone.
Roll spot hidden before you go in.
Very good. Good eyes today.
My.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in Call of Cthulhu, seeing things is not always
Oh, don't I know it?
the one thing that you want to do.
Oh man,
Oh, it was coming.
it's going great.
I'm so afraid right now.
So, those of you who've walked in, the study is completely empty, aside from the furniture, the desk, the books, etc. But there's no person in there. Gabriella, before you go in, you notice that Bosco is kind of pawing at the ground a little bit, and seems to be sniffing at something. You notice this, and you follow Bosco.
Okay.
Until Bosco stops and points almost.
Yeah.
And you look up, and you have a flashlight, right?
Yeah, I have a flashlight.
You look up, and you see strewn up on the ceiling of the hallway seems to be the remains of Mr. Grayson, dripping blood.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Roll me a sanity check.
Yeah, that tracks. Oof.
You manage to steel your stomach for this, but you still lose one sanity from this, as you see his guts are kind of taken out of his body at this point and strewn out kind of outside of everything. And he's just strung up by the sides of flaps coming from his stomach.
Oh.
Oh no.
Deckard! We're down one lawyer!
You jump and you drop your flashlight.
What do you mean? What happened?
Oh. Wait, I dropped the flashlight?
You drop your flashlight.
Ah!
And you guys come out. And I need you both to roll me the sanity checks.
Oh no. That's a failure.
We're doing great. We're doing great. We're doing so good.
Victoria, you lose 1 sanity. And then Deckard, you lose 1d4 sanity.
Oh no. Let's see. I lose 1. Wow.
You all are startled at this point. Victoria, you scream. Deckard, what do you do?
Oh. Immediately start looking around. Granted, I hold back my lunch. It's just.
Oh, this is just going from bad to worse. Oh, this is great.
He was
Great,
very
great,
alive,
Great.
like half an hour ago.
There's something very, very dangerous here.
They're very quick with their knives.
You still think people did this?
How the hell am I still alive?
Deckard is calmly going to walk over to the wall and ask the wall a question.
What do you need from us?
Did you hear a door open down the hall?
I was about to say Deckard had lost it, but I think it worked.
Are you starting to believe now?
No,
And you feel a cool draft
we'll see.
coming from that door.
Well, I'm going to go. You two, I actually think it would be best if we stay together.
Right. Don't want to end up like a maid, hopefully. Unless she's with the cult, then I'm not as angry or as upset.
She was shaking. She was probably somewhat aware of what's going on here, whether she's involved or not.
We need answers, and I think that room could potentially have the answers.
Let's see what we can find.
As we're walking there, Victoria's just very quietly under her breath, just reciting some like Celtic and Irish blessings that she knows for situations like this.
Oh, Gabriella's just like petting Bosco. Like that's all she's got left.
At this point, as you get to the door, the wind swings it open as you see an open window, a bed, and laying in that bed is the skeleton of Charles Amesley. That's where we're going to end today.
Oh my god!
Very cool.
Oh my god, man, you have got my heart going
Very
a mile
cool.
a minute. God damn it, I knew it!
Oh man.
I knew that wasn't Amesley.
You have been listening to Beyond the Crumbling Veil, a Call of Cthulhu 7e actual play podcast by Styx Helix Productions. Part of Pseudonym Social, a creative podcast network changing reality one story at a time. If you enjoy the show, please consider leaving us a review on iTunes or Podchaser or wherever you're listening, because it helps people find us and we appreciate it so much. Beyond the Crumbling Veil is DM'd by John Bowman of Styx Helix Productions. Deckard Lazarus is played by Brian from Dungeons & Pop. Gabriella Slaughter is played by Ian, who you can find in actual plays near you and is at Ian Caliente on Twitter. And Victoria McGuire is played by Brianna Jean, who you can find at Brianna Jeans on Twitter, and doing many of the other shows on Pseudonym Social.